A historic day, a historic sports show. Bill Belichick, 6-time champ, 17 AFC East titles, 19 straight winning seasons, and 333 in his career as an NFL head coach. He is no longer in New England. There is no more historic sports show you will likely watch maybe in this decade than the one that we are doing today. It is an honor to talk about it. It's an honor to do sports television in the midst of this. We will wax poetically, but unlike any other show, we also gonna keep it really real. James Jones, what's up, big dog?
What's cracking, my
It's
brother?
Haircut Thursday, so I know you're feeling great.
Thursday. We all lined up. My dog lined up over
Is that what it is? It's Haircut Thursday?
No, I just show up like this.
I just show up like this. You know what I'm saying?
Hey, wait.
You just told the cameras you don't lie.
I don't lie. Look, real quick. Why you didn't have all his different things he's done?
Yes, sir.
Why wasn't Tom Brady on there?
Shady. Can we praise him first?
Bill's
No, I'm saying you coached the best player of all time. That should be on the list.
A lot of players, a lot of coaches coach good players.
Joy Taylor, how are you?
I'm great. It wasn't haircut day for me, but she is thriving, so.
It's still a great day,
I can
nonetheless.
participate.
2-5, Bill Belichick. History is occurring right now. Quite literally, this show is a historic show. It's one of the sports shows y'all are watching that you will be able to tell your kids about or tell your parents that you just finished watching. Shady, how will Bill Belichick, all of his greatness, 6 Super Bowls, all of those AFC East titles, how will Bill Belichick be remembered? 2-5.
You want my answer or you want the world's answer?
Talk straight to me, 2-5.
No, you know, it's a great thing. I think that Belichick's done some great things in this league. He has accomplished a lot of different things. As you've seen all the list of accomplishments, he's coached probably the best player in football,
No
Tom
doubt,
Brady,
Tom
right?
Brady.
Got some championships, rings and things. And we can talk about the dynasty. I think if you think of the in football, you think of these dynasties, and his team had one of those,
Yep.
right? They were running and rolling. So I give a lot of credit to Bill Belichick for that. I'm not sure if it'll ever be done again. I think that Patrick Mahomes and Andy Reid, they'll have a good case for that, but I don't know if it'll ever be done just like this again.
Shady, you played in the AFC East. While you were an All-Pro, Bill Belichick was there winning Super Bowls. Obviously, I know how you feel about Tom Brady. We will get to that momentarily, but talk to me for a moment, because nobody else can. Being in the AFC East, being in the same division as Bill Belichick, you were doing your thing as an individual, but Bill Belichick was doing his thing as a team. When you went up against the Patriots, when you went up against Bill Belichick, how much reverence did you have for what he helped do, obviously with Tom Brady?
Yeah.
Just speak to that for a moment.
And it might not be a popular answer, to be honest. We never really feared the Patriots. Now, that's saying that we never could really beat them, but we never feared them. And I think a lot of it is just because the defense, they had always had a solid defense. I will give Bill Belichick one credit. I will say that he was really good at, neutralizing whatever you did great. So if it's running game, I might come out the first half with 80 yards. I'm like, I'm definitely getting the $160, $170. In the second half, it will be a lot tougher, right? So he did a good job of taking what you do best. I remember watching tape with the Chiefs when I got there and watching the years of Bill Belichick going against Andy Reid and the Chiefs in the playoffs. And they did a good job of taking all the deep routes with Tyreek Hill.
No doubt.
So he does things like that pretty good on defense. I give him credit for that. And it's his day, so I don't want to take nothing from him. But, I mean, you ask me
3 minutes into the show.
No, you ask me questions, I got to be honest.
You got to be honest.
As much as we give Bill Belichick...
Not yet. Hold that. Hold that one, okay?
Because on Fridays...
Not yet. Not yet.
She gets flowers on Fridays.
I do.
Then when you give him a flower, you better have another one for number 12. That's all I'm saying.
We're going to keep it real on this show. Everybody else been a little too lying, but Joy Taylor, for now, how will Bill Belichick be remembered?
He'll be remembered as one of the greatest coaches in NFL history. Here's why. Because he was one, for one. But also, the further and further you get away from something, the less people remember. That's how it goes. We got a quick news cycle. People can't pay attention to the same topic for 1 hour, let alone a week, a month, years.
Right.
When he's going into the Hall of Fame, we're not going to be talking about how it ended. We will remember that he needed Tom Brady because we've known that for a while now. But as far as talking about his legacy, what he contributed to the NFL, what that dynasty was, he's going to be remembered as great. Make no mistake about it. The further we get away from how this thing ended, the more people start to focus on the positive. The more people start to tell the stories. And you get romantic. You know, it's like when you break up, you see somebody after a couple of years, you know what? It wasn't that bad. We forgetting about all this stuff. It is. They look good. You look good. You had a drink. All right, so maybe it didn't all end that bad.
Good, but you still be blocked, though. Yeah, like, whoa.
You blocked her, they blocked.
I'm blocking her. How you doing? Yeah, that's it. You need blocked.
I'm the same way. I hear you. But people do that. And when we think about what that dynasty was for 20 years, we may never see that again for multiple reasons. Not just because there won't be another Tom Brady, but the NFL was different. He was young enough when they started winning that they were able to do that over that time. So there's just a lot of factors that I think once we step away, kind of zoom out from how bad it's been for the past couple years in New England, he will be remembered fondly.
Yeah, I agree with Joy, man. When you talk Bill Belichick, whether he retires, whether he goes on to coach again, whenever he's done, you're going to sit down and you can have as many arguments as you want, but he is going to be in the conversation for the greatest coach ever. When you look at Bill Belichick, the first thing that comes to mind when you look at Bill Belichick through this whole dynasty and everything, you always can touch on Bill Belichick's team were never going to beat themselves and they were going to play good defense, right? And Tom Brady had nothing to do with that. You know what I'm saying? When you talk about being in that situation, defense playing at a high level, you knew the Bill Belichick's teams were going to be coached really, really well. Penalties, they were not going to beat themselves. That's Bill Belichick. And then everything he's accomplished. I mean, the man, like me and Shady won Super Bowls. We know how hard it is to get there. He's been to 10 of them. 11 of them, I don't know the exact number, and won 6 of them? That is crazy. This is the best players in the world. And I don't care if you had the greatest player ever. It is a team game, and it's still hard to win championships. And Bill Belichick accomplished that year after year after year, after year after year. If he didn't win it, he was in it. You know, and that's big time as a coach, especially sitting here thinking I was going to get to multiple Super Bowls and I only been to one. That is hard to do. He's going to be labeled as the greatest coach ever.
Shady. Let me chime in because though I can't speak to greatest coach ever, I think that's very subjective. A lot of people will weigh in, and we will weigh in on that momentarily. But what I think is objective, Bill Belichick is the greatest defensive mind the game of football has ever seen. As a defensive snob, I think about what Bill Belichick did defensively, removing Tom Brady from the picture. He had 15 top 5 defenses, 15 of them. 9 with the Patriots. He had 4 when he was with the Giants. He had 1 when he was with the Browns. 15 top 5 defenses. Say what you want about his offensive development, but defensively, whether it was Brewski, whether it was Vrabel, whether it was Hightower, whether it was McCoy, whether it was Chung, whether it was Law, whoever you want to think about defensively from defensive tackle, linebacker, and safeties, Bill Belichick helped create, help nurture, help develop. So from a defensive mind standpoint, I don't think there's anyone better that the game of football has ever seen. Shady, I know you had a question.
Yeah, that was a good take. He had a lot of Hall of Fame, all-pro players.
That he inherited?
That he coached. He coached them. I mean, some of them guys are so good that coach would just say, hey, push your mouthpiece in. Go get them. You don't got to coach too much. But your question, you said something interesting. I want to ask you what you meant.
Talk to me, man.
You said that Bill Belichick was remembered for having them teams where they won't beat themselves, right? What years, though? Was that before he got to the Patriots, right? Or was that after Tom Brady left? What years you speaking of?
I'm just talking about head coach as the New England Patriots. That's what came with Bill Belichick. You knew that you were going to play a well-coached football team that was not going to beat themselves. Whether Tom Brady was there or not, that was a Bill Belichick way. That was a Patriot way. You knew that was going to happen.
So this to, I don't know if this to enlighten you a little bit. When you watch them now, do they beat themselves?
Well, it's different now. That's why he's out of the Patriots.
Hold on, good brother. I was asking you this question. I ain't want no beef, no smoke. We friends. You saying something? Ask you right now. Do they beat themselves or no?
Right now, they do beat themselves.
Okay, so he So before Tom, when he was with the Browns, did they beat themselves? I'm just asking.
Oh, but Tom didn't play defense.
Hold on, bro. I'm not talking about Tom. You said
you just said Tom.
No. I said before Tom. When he's with the Browns, did they beat themselves?
So first off, I don't want to get into all this with you.
I guess I won't get the answer.
No, you're not going to get the answer because I don't want to get into all this with you of you taking the credit away from what Bill Belichick has done just because he had time. Hold on. You know, because your greatest coach of all time is Andy Reid, and I don't want to bash Andy Reid on here. You can't. But when he was in Philly, he won 0 championships with Donovan McNabb, with a good quarterback, with a lot of all-star players, all-pro players, whatever. Last time I checked, Patrick Mahomes ain't no slouch, and that's what he got his 2 Super Bowls with. So we ain't going to get into that. We're going to represent Bill Belichick, and Bill Belichick is one of the greatest coaches of all time, whether you like it or not.
But is he the greatest? Is he the greatest?
In my humble opinion, yes, he is, because I don't think we're going to see this ever again. A coach get to this many Super Bowls and win this many Super Bowls, I don't think we're going to see this again. Bill Belichick accomplished something that no coach has accomplished, getting to all them Super Bowls.
Dang, man, like, how you answer this question? I can't get my question answered. You got a hostile. You answer this question.
Because you take some of the credit away from
I won't even put Andy Reid in this because it's really not a
it's
comparison.
not.
But my thing with Belichick that you love to praise him for the things you talked about And I'm asking
That's what he did.
Hold on. All I'm saying is that the things you're praising him for, I'm asking you, when did that happen? Because right now, you just said that they beat themselves, and before Tom Brady, when he was with the Browns, they beat themselves. So I'm trying to, when was this happening?
So number one, he took the Browns to the playoffs.
Who?
He took the Browns to the playoffs, number one. Even if you want to put Tom Brady in the situation to where he was with Bill Belichick for 20 years, however many years, they still were a well-coached football team and did not beat the
Joy, let me ask you, because I've heard from James Jones, haven't yet heard from Shady today. Is Bill Belichick the greatest coach? You said one of the greatest. James said one of the greatest. There's a difference between one of the greats and the great.
I have a hard time saying that any coach is the greatest, because if you're going by just wins alone and just Super Bowl appearances, you have to default to Bill Belichick. But I think that all of us have coaches that we would put into that conversation. Obviously, Don Shula is in that conversation. Joe Gibbs is in that conversation. Bill Walsh is in that conversation. Bill Belichick is in that conversation. So when you're talking about the greatest, when it comes to coaches, I just feel like if you add any nuance to it, the conversation immediately starts to spiral. I'm not even mentioning it, like Andy Reid, Tom Landry, George Halas. Like these are all great all-time coaches, and they all had different things that they did great at a high level for a sustained amount of time. So I think, unlike players, coaches, to me, when you introduce nuance, it's very hard. It's very, very subjective. There was a time where Bill Belichick had a stranglehold on this conversation. We know what happened. Tom Brady left. He went and immediately won a Super Bowl in Tampa Bay, and now things have deteriorated, and it's opened the door for, is it really Bill Belichick or was it Tom Brady? I think we know that his success was directly linked to Tom Brady, but where I would agree with James, and this is why I feel strongly about the Bill Belichick conversation, is it is the ultimate team game. He did have a high level of success, and of course Tom Brady was the catalyst and the perfect personality and player for Bill Belichick and what he wanted to do. Things aligned perfectly. The era of football that they played in, where it was much more about defense, the type of energy that players had coming into the league. The part of the reason why I think he's failing now is he hasn't evolved with the league. He hasn't evolved with players. It's not a modern system that he's running. All that, we don't care about the individual. We don't care about what you're talking about. You're here to do a job. It's the Patriot way. That doesn't work anymore. But at the time, during that dynasty, it did. And everyone fell in line, and Tom Brady was the reason why they fell in line, because he was so great, everybody else agreed, and that worked along with Bill Belichick's system. Bill Belichick was a great defensive coach. He brought in, drafted, Brady didn't have anything to do with that, a lot of great players. I'm giving Brady as much credit as Brady deserves, which is most of it. But I can't just disregard all of that and the consistency that Bill Belichick had. Bill Belichick still was the head coach. Tom Brady was not the coach. He was the player and the greatest to ever do it. Two things can be true.
Now, Shady, you have a unique take because you played with Tom Brady. You won a Super Bowl with Tom Brady. Yeah. So you really know the real.
You think Bill drafts great? You said he drafts a lot of great players.
He's drafted a lot of bad players, too. But, yeah, there's some players that he has brought in, that he developed, that were pretty good.
Couple, yeah.
Including Tom Brady.
Yeah, if you give him credit for that.
I mean, he drafted defensive players too, Shady.
I don't know how much he had to deal with Tom Brady, like his growth.
I want you to speak your mind, because you won a Super Bowl with Tom Brady without Bill Belichick. You won it in Tampa. You know just how great Tom Brady was separate from Belichick, but this is a Belichick conversation. Is Belichick the greatest of all time? Why or why not?
I don't think he's the greatest coach of all time. I do not believe that, right? For you to be so great, you can't have a fall like you haven't. If you're everything that James is saying, if you're everything that Joy Taylor is saying, how do you go from the top and you just fall down to one of the worst teams in the league since Tom is left? I don't see that. And I think that maybe some things that he did install on Tom Brady, like playing with him in Tampa Bay, I've never seen the best player be such a great leader. I'm talking about treating the cafeteria lady treating the janitor the same way he treats the head coach. Like, Tom is really a great person, right? And you see on the field the way he's coaching, the way he's instructing everybody what to do. So I can see them things. But when I look at Tom Brady and I look at Belichick, it had to be Tom to win these games, right? Let's think about it for a second. They say that he drafted and developed these players. When you watch Tom when he left, who's he developed? When I watch the Patriots, I don't see no development. We talk about the quarterback. Tom Brady, all right, seventh round? Sixth round pick, right? Supposedly he showed some growth and he helped him out development. We look at Mac Jones, the first round draft pick. Do you see anything like that? I don't see it. I don't see it at all. So and then playing against Bill, like, we never was scared of that defense. They played great red zone defense. That was when I played with the Bills. Played great red zone defense up and down the field. We gonna get 3. Tom Brady gonna get 7. You do the math. That's how you can't beat them dudes, right? And I look at guys that play. Well, I won't even say their names, but nobody loved it over in New England. They didn't love it over there. For example, nowadays to go to New England, he's paying all these players to come over there. When he had Tom Brady, he wasn't doing that. He didn't have to do that because we could win with less because we got Tom Brady. When I was there, they got rid of Jamie Collins. I couldn't believe it. Yep. We was in Buffalo like, yo, how do you get rid of your best defensive player? I guess he didn't take a contract he wanted to give him, and they still was winning. Now when Tom left, he can't do that. So all I'm saying is this. We compare Andy Reid. I don't think it's a close matchup, but
Andy Reid is your greatest coach.
I think he's the greatest, yes, for me, right? But when I compared them to, James said something that Andy Reid never won nothing in Philadelphia.
Never won a Super Bowl.
Never won a championship.
Okay, cool.
NFC championships, but never won.
No, don't worry about that. So let's say Super Bowl, right? That's the big thing. So when Andy Reid got to Philadelphia, they were not a good team.
No.
He changed the whole program around.
Neither were the Patriots.
Hold on for a second, big guy. When Andy Reid's first coaching job as a head coach was Philadelphia Eagles. Changed the whole thing around. Drafted Donovan McNabb as his first drafted quarterback. He did pretty well. He developed him. So then, when you look at Bill Belichick, right, his first head coaching job was?
Browns, I believe.
5 years?
5 years.
How many winning seasons?
11-5, 1 winning season.
That's it, one in the 5 years. I don't know how good that is, but you can do the math. So then you go to the Patriots, right? And then this Tom Brady guy comes along, and then you just start running them. Andy Reid goes to Kansas City. They weren't a good team. Were they or were they? I don't want to say anything wrong. He changed the whole program around. So when I look at a great coach, I look at he could take any franchise and make them really, really good. That's what he does. Philadelphia, they were bad. He made them a top team. Despite winning championships or not, he took them to Super Bowls and NFC championship. 5 in a row or 4 in a row, I can't forget. Then he goes to the Chiefs, and you see what they are right now. You look at the players he drafts, right? These are like really, really, really good players. I don't want to sit here to have time to name all the players, but you know who they are, right? You look at Belichick, the guys he drafted. I mean, you know.
At the end of the day,
What's the end of the day?
Number one, we talk about sitting at the table all the time. And I understand Shady played with my man Andy Reid. He cannot even sit at the table with Bill Belichick.
Why can't he?
He cannot. You are talking about a coach that has went to 10, what's the number? 10, 11 Super Bowls and won 6 of those things.
He went to 9 of them joints.
9 of them.
Yeah.
9 as a head coach.
9
Who'd he have? Who'd he have?
9 Super Bowls.
Yeah.
And won 6 of them.
Okay.
Hard to do big.
Andy Reid went to Philadelphia, give him all the praise you want, kudos and all that for turning that thing around. He got fired, and he left there with 0 championships. Right?
It happened.
Now he's over there in Kansas City, and some people say that's the 2nd greatest quarterback in NFL history in Patrick Mahomes. And he found ways to win. At the end of the day, as a coach, you need good players to win championships.
That's true.
Right? It's very rare that you're going to go on a streak of winning these championships or having winning seasons with bad players. And it starts at the quarterback spot. That's why they win and make the most money, period. And since Andy Reid has got a great one, he's been winning Super Bowls.
So what about when he didn't have a great one?
He didn't win no Super Bowl.
But he wasn't the worst in the league.
Bruh, Bill Belichick went to the playoffs with Drew Bledsoe and...
Well, hold on.
Hey, go ahead. I'm gonna let you talk.
I know you don't want them numbers without Tom Brady. I know you don't want them. I know you don't want them.
It don't matter.
I know you don't want the wins.
His accomplishments is right here.
Okay,
and
so
they don't say Tom Brady next.
So when you said something about that's cool for TV, but you know what's going on.
That's real life.
Hold on. So you said something about Andy Reid, right? You said he didn't what? You said he wasn't winning, I guess.
Championships. Yeah,
Super Bowl.
Super Bowl.
This is my thing. Super Bowl's hard to win, right? Unless you got
exactly.
Unless you got number. Unless you got 12.
He got 6 of them.
Unless you got 12. Team like the Bucks had the same roster. They come with nothing.
Man.
One dude came there. One dude with good hair, right? And won a championship. But we're not going to talk about that. My thing with Bill Belichick and Andy Reid is, if you would drop Andy Reid on any team with any quarterback, he going to win. He might not win championships. It's hard to do.
So what's the...
Belichick can't do it. Hold on. Soon Tom left, you see what he looked like. Before he had time, you seen what he looked like. That's all I'm trying to tell you. And then when you look at the development of these players, that's what we're talking about. When I look at a player, I'm looking at a coach, I'm looking at how can you develop these players? How do you draft, right? And how do you coach? And how can you adjust to all the players? And that's what Andy Reid does. We had Deshaun Jackson, great player. You know how great he is. We go get another one, though, Tyreek Hill. Brian West was a great running back. We go get another one, Shady McCoy. I go to tight ends. What's his name? Selleck was good, but what's Lewis? We go Travis Kelce. It keeps going and going in linemen.
How many championships did you win in Philly?
If Andy Reid had Tom Brady as his quarterback, oh my God, what we do?
Question though. Question for you.
So what are we talking about?
Hold on. Question. Because
You hating.
How much?
You hating.
How much does it hurt Belichick? Obviously, today is the day of the retirement or stepping away. He didn't retire. Today is the day of parting ways with New England. 3 years ago, Shady couldn't have made this argument because Belichick was with Tom Brady.
Not true.
But because Belichick, well, he wouldn't have been able to make the argument as strong. Had Belichick left when Tom Brady had left, we won't know. We would never have the ability to understand. But because Belichick stayed, and he got worse and worse and worse, he made it to the playoffs once and he got blown out.
Andy Reid won 4 games his last season in Philly.
How much
that ain't good.
Is Belichick's legacy marred by the absence?
It's not.
And Joy, can I tell you one secret? I'm not even joking. Me and Rex Ryan, it was a lot of us in the hot tub. He's the only head coach to be in the hot tub with the players. It was anyway. And we used to say, yo, if Tom Brady did not play for the Patriots, they will not be a good team. We used to always say this.
Yeah.
And soon it happened.
Yeah.
Soon everything came true.
Yeah. And Rex would say that.
Hold on. Well, in the players. I'm not a liar. I said it too.
By him plenty of times.
I said it too, though, so I don't know however you want, Rex. Anyway, when we would say all that, and then once it happened, everybody's so surprised. I go to my text, hey, Rex, we've been calling this out. We've been saying this because we play against them twice a year. I mean, I guess you
need great players to win championships, man.
Let's try to find the middle ground.
Period.
Because, James, you do need great players to win championships. But Belichick should not have been this bad.
Terrible.
Because great coaches, absent of the whole roster being maligned, Andy Reid's 4-12 season, great coaches still find a way, a la Mike Tomlin, to win 8, win 9.
I mean, he
win
went
8, win 9 without great quarterbacks. So kind of speak to left side of the table. One, Belichick shouldn't have been this bad. And two, Joy, you're saying it doesn't really matter.
It doesn't matter. It won't matter. He's going to go into the Hall of Fame. He's going to be remembered extremely fondly. And no matter what we sit up here and argue, Rex Ryan have Tom Brady or Andy Reid have Tom Brady, they didn't. They didn't. Bill Belichick had Tom Brady. And I don't give teams that take someone in the 6th round credit for that decision. Just like I'm not going to give the Niners any credit for Brock Purdy. You don't get credit for that. That player happened to rise above where you chose to take them. Tom Brady just happens to be the greatest of all time, and that's in him. He is the one that made himself the greatest of all time. He was chosen. Some of us just are. He's one of them. What happened with Bill Belichick, I don't think is solely about Tom Brady. I think it's also about Bill Belichick and his inability to adjust to the modern NFL. When he was involved in that dynasty with Tom Brady, which, by the way, didn't end so great with Tom Brady there, which is part of the reason why he left, because they were not putting pieces around him like Brady wanted. And what did he do? He went to Tampa Bay, and then he brought some other great pieces with him there because Brady could see how you needed to win. Belichick didn't, and he did that for years, and he relied on Tom Brady to elevate I won't say lesser talent, because there was some great talents that he played alongside. He did win a few with Rob Gronkowski, who is considered one of the greatest of his position that's ever played the game.
Yeah.
He was in New England. He started his career in New England. So it's not like Tom Brady played with a bunch of bums. He didn't. That's a fairy tale. I can give you the list. There's Hall of Famers. There's great players left and right. Tom didn't bring those guys in. What I will say is this. When we get away from how this has ended, Belichick will be remembered fondly. The indictment of Belichick to me is 2 things. One, obviously, we never saw him win without Tom Brady. So we cannot give the bulk of the credit for that dynasty to Bill Belichick. We shouldn't. It was mostly Tom Brady's excellence. I will give him the credit for the defense. I will give him the credit for the consistency. I will give him the credit for overcoming some moments within the organization. There were some scandals, and they were able to rise above it as a team, as an organization, led by Tom Brady, to go and win championships year after year and be feared or be considered to be in the championship conversation year after year. The other indictment of him is that he did not evolve. And you see that with certain coaches. We have seen legends have an inability to evolve to a changing game. And I think that what's happened the past few years in New England has been a reflection of Bill Belichick's inability to evolve, and that is an indictment of Bill Belichick, not Tom Brady.
One question for these two. That's the Belichick lovers.
I felt like that was so eloquent, and I don't love Bill Belichick. I respect what Bill Belichick was able to do in the time that he did it.
I got one question for y'all, though. You think it's a coincidence that without Tom Brady?
No, I don't.
Hold on, I didn't even finish. That he's barely 500 as a winning coach?
No, I don't.
Y'all think it's
I don't.
He's not even 500, I don't believe.
Oh, am I wrong?
I don't think he's the greest of all time either.
But I'm saying for him to be so great, right? Because y'all keep throwing these rings and all this success, and I'm not taking that away from him. I'm just saying without this number 12 guy, right?
Right.
From Michigan.
Labeled as the greatest player.
You're not even 500 as a winning coach because let's real quick. Because Andy Reid without Patrick Mahomes is a winning coach.
Yeah.
Andy Reid without Donovan McNabb is a winning coach. Andy Reid with Alex Smith, they said he was a bust.
They did say
that. It came to the Chiefs and they were winning.
And how many championships they win?
Subscribe here to get the latest from Speak and go watch a few segments from our other shows on FS1.